Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. Well, I've seen you on Instagram if you're following. Go follow us on Instagram if you're not, at 4th and 1 Podcast. I'm putting out some good content on there, including keeping you up to date with NBA free agency. I'll get you all caught up with that sort of stuff today in this episode, as well as touch on the NBA draft, and then, of course, follow our lowest team salary in baseball. The words are in there. I just have to get them out. And I'll get you all caught up with that stuff. So without further ado, it is Friday. It is June 23rd. It is 2023. And this is your 10 minutes sports report. We're going to start on the gridiron in college. Les Miles, the former coach of LSU and the former coach of Kansas, his Hall of Fame eligibility may be in question. Former LSU coach Les Miles may no longer be eligible for the College Football Hall of Fame after the school vacated 37 wins as part of NCAA penalties. The school announced on Thursday. LSU football vacated wins from 2012 to 2015 because of recruiting violations stemming from impermissible benefits paid to the father of former player Vidal Alexander by a former booster. The school self-imposed the penalty, which was revealed for the first time Thursday, according to ESPN, after receiving notice of these allegations from the NCAA in March of 22. Alexander competed for LSU from 2012 to 2015. Miles, who coached LSU from 05 to 2016, went 114 and 34 at the school and won a national title in 2007 with Nick Saban's kids. His overall coaching record at Oklahoma State, LSU, and Kansas is 145 and 73. Coaches must have a career winning percentage of at least 600 in at least 100 games to qualify for the selection. Following the vacated wins, it drops his winning percentage to .597, an overall record of 108 and 73. So, yeah, he does not have, according to these stats, he does not have Hall of Fame eligibility. Much like nursing school, they do not round up if you are below the limit. They will only round up if you are above the limit, which is something I can't really get behind in nursing school. However, in this, I don't really like Les Miles as a coach. I think he's overrated. He won with athletes that weren't his, that national title, and then never really did anything else besides that. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I'm sure lawyers will get involved, but Les Miles not bound for the College Football Hall of Fame. History was made at the NBA draft on Thursday night, which was last night if you're listening to this on Friday the 23rd. A pair of twins were drafted inside the top 5 for the first time since the NBA-ABA merger in 1976. The Houston Rockets selected Amon Thompson, 4th overall, and the Detroit Pistons then selected his brother Azar Thompson, 5th overall. It's Ausar, so I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I don't care. They became the first brothers to be drafted in the top 5 since 1976. So that is kind of awesome and cool. The first overall pick was Victor Wembanyama. He went to the San Antonio Spurs. There was no surprises there. However, at 2 and 3, a little bit of a surprise for different reasons. So at number 3, the Blazers took Scoot, yes, that is his actual name, Scoot Henderson. He played in the G League last year, so he's played professional ball before. He is now just eligible. Here's the thing. The Blazers took him number 3 overall. Number 2 overall was Brendan Miller, that was selected by the Charlotte Hornets. Damian Lillard does not want to play with rookies. So the fact that they took Scoot Henderson 3rd overall means that Damian Lillard basically wants out of Portland. He would be the biggest free agent, as teams would have to trade for him. He would be the biggest trade bait of this entire NBA offseason. He would be the biggest name. I know the Philadelphia 76ers would love to have him. The Lakers would love to have him. Literally any team, any championship level contending team would love to have Damian Lillard. Now, the Trailblazers came out and said that they are not interested in trading Damian Lillard. However, they might not have much of an option if he says, I'm not playing for Portland again. I would rather retire. He's played all 11 years in Portland. He's committed to Portland. He signed a super max. He's getting paid roughly $50 million a year because Portland is taking care of him. However, Portland's never going to be a championship level team. First, their geography is way off. They travel more than any other team being up in Portland on the West Coast. They travel way more than any other team. No superstar wants to go up there. So it's basically, unless if they're drafting superstars, that will take 3, 4, 5 years to develop to become all NBA caliber players. They're up a creek without a paddle, and Damian Lillard wants no part of that. He said this publicly on a podcast, not through an agent, not through some backwater channel. He said it publicly on a podcast that everybody could hear. So stay tuned for that as we go throughout the summer. To get you caught up a little bit in what is happening around the NBA in the offseason, if my pages would stop loading and reloading here on ESPN, fix that. So how long will Damian Lillard be a Portland Trailblazer? The general manager, Joe Cronin, says for the rest of his career. So this is kind of going to be a who moves first sort of situation. Who shoots first? Who bluff first situation. The Chicago Bulls. This is why you never get into business with your dad who's just trying to be famous on the backs of the talents of his kid. Lonzo Ball, his dad, when he broke into the NBA, he started a shoe brand that said it was going to be bigger than Nike. He started a shoe brand and made his sons wear those shoes. Those shoes were not NBA caliber shoes. It messed up his ankle and knee so much that Lonzo Ball hasn't played in 2 years and he might not play next year. The vice president of the Chicago Bulls, our expectation is that he's not going to be back next season. He missed the entire 2022-2023 season because of discomfort in his left knee. So this is 2 years. Some shoes really messed him up. So for those of you out there, wear proper footwear and don't go into your business with your dad when you're a superstar in the NBA. And finally, Memphis Grizzlies general manager Zach Kleinman told reporters at a post-draft news conference there's no strain in the relationship between the franchise and star point guard Ja Morant, who got suspended for 25 games after brandishing a gun multiple times on an Instagram Live video. So many people kind of suspected after they traded for Marcus Smart that this was going to strain on the relationship, and they brought in Marcus Smart to slightly ease out Ja Morant. I think they brought in Marcus Smart to really get a hold of Ja Morant and really take him under his wing and make him a championship-level contender and do the right things on and off the court. However, Marcus Smart does have some shady history with that, but we'll have to see how that works out for everyone involved. Again, check in, go follow us on Instagram at 431 Podcast. I will keep you apprised of any and all changes that go on throughout the NBA offseason, as it is the most exciting offseason there is. Let's take a look at the Diamond. Our friendly neighborhood Pirates, they've lost 10 straight. They're now 5.5 game back of the Cincinnati Reds after a 6-4 loss to the Miami Marlins. The O's of Baltimore, the Orioles, they lost to the Rays 7-2, so they are on a 1-game losing streak. They are 4.5 games back of the Tampa Bay Rays. So it was a little 2-game series there with the Rays. They won one and they lost one, so they are 4.5 games back of the Rays, who also lost to the Kansas City Royals 6-5. So everyone is on a one-game losing streak there in the AL East, except for the Toronto Blue Jays, who have won 2 straight. They are the best team in baseball, record-wise, 52-26, and hold a 4.5-game lead over the Baltimore Orioles. Let's take a look at the Cincinnati Reds, whose win streak was at 10, and it is now 11. 11 games. They are 5 games over 500. They lead the Milwaukee Brewers by 1.5 games in the NL Central. And that'll do it for this rendition of the 10-Minute Sports Report. I hope everyone had a fantastic week, and I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Check in back on Monday to attend all new rendition of the 10-Minute Sports Report. I will get you caught up. If I could stop talking faster than my brain is thinking, that would be great. I will get you all caught up on all the NBA news that happened over the weekend and anything else that happened over the weekend score-wise, and we'll take a look at the lowest salary team in baseball. Until that time, try to think of how I could have done this better, because you know I will. It will wake me up in the middle of the night. Until that time, God bless you all. Wash your hands, you filthy animals. Peace out.